Hi, laddie. It's me last day. Me last day as your genetic leprechaun co-host here on the Bellringer show every day. Aye, top of the chromosome to you. Aye, this Sunday is St. Paddy's Day when I have to go out and do my leprechaun shenanigans. Yes, I hope I don't get caught in one of those leprechaun traps. Anyway, I'm the genetic leprechaun and this is our last day, and it's our last day together. So let's do some dancing, shall we? Dancing! Da 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 do 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 da 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 do do. All right. Da 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 do do do. Hey now. Da 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 do do. Mr. Kovacs class. It's Mr. Kovacs class. You might learn a ton. It's Mr. Kovacs class.
He's interesting too.
It's Mr. Kovacs class.
And he's super cool.
It's Mr. Kovacs class. Hi, look at the green. Yeah, 'tis me pal Gregor Mendel. And today I tell ye the story of Gregor Mendel, the monk that lived in the hills of Austria and figured out how genes work. He's my hero, because I'm a genetic leprechaun. Aye, laddie. Good work there, laddie Gregor Mendel. Aye. Thanks, Chromie. Gregor Mendel. He's the next scientist we need to know, and he's famous for working with peas. And we'll learn his complete story. But basically, what he found out was that by working with pea plants, he found out that he could control which pea plant bred with which because the flowers were closed. Here's a pea flower. Oops. Pea flowers, and they're closed, so the insects don't usually pollinate. They usually pollinate themselves. So what he would do is he would cut the anthers, the male parts off of the flowers, and then fertilize other flowers with using a paintbrush, and pick basically get to pick who was the father and who was the mother for each generation of pea plants. And he did this for a number of years, and he found some interesting things. And that's what we're going to get into today. And next week we'll learn all about Mendel and Mendel's rules for genetics. Okay. He looked at what he called traits. He called them traits. Things like flower color, things like seed color, things like pod shape of the pea plants. Look at traits. And he would breed what he thought were purebred, let's say purebred purple flowers. And what he would find is if they're purebred purple flowers, all of their offspring would be purple. And if he did the same thing with white flowers, purebred white flowers, if he bred them, he found that all of the offspring would be white. So what would happen if you bred purple with white? Well, he assumed it would be kind of a pinkish lavender, somewhere in between, like they would blend. But that's not what happened. He bred purple with white, and they were all purple. Every last one of them. It was like the white ones got covered up. The white trait got covered up, right? And then the children of the purple and white flowers, when they were bred with each other, white showed back up again. It was like white skipped a generation. And that got him thinking, genes probably come in pairs, right? You get one from your mother, one from your father. Okay, we know that. But some genes are expressed and some genes aren't expressed. We call the genes that are expressed, we call them dominant traits. And the genes that aren't expressed are called recessive traits. And like the only way the recessive trait shows up is if you get two copies of it, one from each parent, right? The dominant trait's gonna show up regardless. And he found that to be the true for things like height and pea color and shape and that kind of thing. It was true for all of those things, right? So you had purebred yellow peas, purebred green peas. The first generation, he called the F1 generation, were the children of those plants, and they were all yellow, okay? The next generation were the children of those plants, and it was like 3 yellows to every 1 green, right? And he could use this to make predictions about offspring, okay? Learn how to use what's called a Punnett square. A Punnett square, of course, to look at the cross, what we call a cross between two parents and what the potential of their offspring is going to look like. So that's what we're going to learn. That was all the work of Gregor Mendel. who did this work in the 1850s. All right. Yeah. Let's look at some of our vocab. That's great vocab this time, this week. It's been awesome. Let's look at some of them. Good. Aye. Oh, laddie. Look at all these vocab words. Aye. Give a big shout out to my friend Chromosome. Aye, laddie. Thank you. Look at the genes be with you. Who gave us a lot of information this week about chromosomes, and we talked about genes and X chromosome and all kinds of good stuff, and we're gonna miss him, but he's got a big weekend, you know, St. Patty's Day. Aye, St. Patty's Day. I've got to do my leprechaun business. Got to find me a pot of gold. Yeah, so if you see a rainbow, at the end of the rainbow, you might see chromosome, the genetic leprechaun. Anyway, have a great weekend. Happy St. Patrick's Day, and I'll see you next week.